does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Pain does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Prepare!
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to License to View, your favorite weekly pop culture podcast hosted by two best friends, where every week we get together to talk about movies, anime, video games, all that jazz. But first, I am Jason, one of our co-hosts. With me, as always, is my co-host, Zach. Man, what's going on?
Not much, man. Another day, another dollar, you know what I mean? Just, God, busy week. Busy week in the pop culture world.
Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars.
Yes. A lot of Star Wars, a lot of Disney.
A lot of Disney.
Gamescom.
D23 happened last week. Gamescom happened.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of shit going on. Before we get to the Star Wars stuff and the game stuff and all the Disney stuff, let's go ahead and talk about some stuff that we've been doing. So Zach, what have you been up to, man? Anything cool? Anything fun?
So I've been doing a couple things. Not too much movie-wise. I did watch Dave Chappelle's new stand-up special came out, and I watched that.
Yo, me too.
Sticks and Stones. I liked it. It wasn't as good for me as I really liked Equanimity, I think, and Bird Revolution. Bird Revolution was great. I fucking love that stand-up. But it was a pretty solid one. I think it was better than the first ones. That I think every special that he's done with Netflix has progressively gotten better, and I think this is definitely a lot better than like those first two that he released 2 or 3 years ago now, I think was when they first dropped.
You see, I haven't watched either of those ones because I remember I clicked on one of the bits I saw on YouTube and then just did not laugh at all.
Yeah.
But I watched this one and I liked it, but it's, to me, and maybe it's just my opinion as a fan.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're not even close to how good he was in the early 2000s.
Oh, no, dude. It's like, nothing compares to Killing Them Softly.
Yeah, it's not Killing Them Softly. It's not the other one he had. I forget what it's called. The half
I can't
hour
remember what the
whatever.
other one is. Yeah.
It's not that, and I don't know if it's him progressing or if him just, because I feel like, and tell me if you think I'm off base here. I feel like the bits are easier. Like they're not like as well thought out as like Killing Them Softly the bits were. I feel like this special, while I do enjoy it, I feel like a lot of the special is him just laughing at his own jokes and walking backwards, and then just saying something which I can't give a perfect example, whereas I feel like he's lost some of his intricacy.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I think it's definitely, as he's gotten further into his career and as his joke style has changed, I think he's gotten a lot more to the point where it's like, yeah, he's not really telling like jokes anymore. He more like tells stories and like has jokes like sprinkled in there, or he has like a basic message that he wants to get across and he'll sprinkle jokes in with that message, but it's not really like, there's not really like planned like bits or like actual like set up punchline jokes that like he used to have. It's more like he puts jokes throughout whatever he's trying to say.
You know what I think it is, dude? I think it's because Dave Chappelle is at the point in his career where it's exactly where I was watching an episode with the Comedians in Cars, the last season. Yeah. I was watching the Eddie Murphy part, and Seinfeld's asking him about how come he stopped doing stand-up, and Eddie Murphy was saying, like, you know, at a certain point when you're so famous, people laugh at anything you say.
Yeah.
They just, like, even if it's not funny, they just laugh. And I feel like that's where Dave Chappelle's at, and you see it in the stand-up where he's like saying stuff and like he's laughing, but it's not a joke and it's not necessarily funny per se. Yeah. But the crowd's laughing, and I'm like, man, maybe I'm just like a comedy snob or something. I do think that the Jussie Smollett bit was really funny.
That was a really funny bit. I really enjoyed that bit a lot. Yeah. There was
I
that
think that's
one.
like.
I
that
really
one's
just
really
like.
good.
I like. I really do like I think it's Equanimity or whatever, or Bird Revelation. If you haven't watched those, I think you should definitely check those out. I think those are much better. I think both of those are much better stand-ups than Sticks and Stones was. Sticks and Stones is good, but I think those two are much, much better. So if you like enjoyed any bit of Sticks and Stones at all, I definitely recommend you try either one of those two out. Definitely Bird Revolution. I think Bird Revolution is just a great stand-up. But Equanimity has one of the best jokes where he talks about, because one of the first bits he has in that special is he talks about how he doesn't like write jokes anymore. Because I think one of the biggest things about Dave Chappelle is he just talks about like, I think one of the biggest things I've noticed is he just talks about like, basically he talks about the fact that he's like one of the most famous comedians ever, and he just like is that fucking good. And so he like puts that into his act a little bit. And so he was talking about how he doesn't write jokes like how traditional people tell jokes. Like he starts with a punchline and then works backwards. And so he has a really great joke that he has off of that, which is like probably one of my favorite jokes that he's done out of all of these Netflix specials. Because every time I hear it, it's still just a really fucking good joke. The way he delivers it and sets it up and everything.
You see, I actually, that kind of makes me sad because I thought he was so smart and intricate before.
Mm-hmm.
So now, and he's my favorite comedian of all time is Anthony Jeselnik. So when I hear like him, Dave Chappelle, who I used to love, I grew up watching and grew up loving.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this special and I'm like, okay, it's kind of like bland and not thought out, and that's just why I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was almost like, man, if I want to go get like, you know, really smart in terms of like joke writing, I have to go to these other guys, which I used to go to Chappelle for. And Chappelle was never like, you know, he was never like a setup punchline per se kind of guy, but at the same time it's like, it ain't his HBO special from the late 90s. No, ain't that. You know, or from the early 90s or whatever. And it's not that special, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that, so.
Yeah, no, I definitely recommend checking those out then. I think you'll enjoy it. I definitely think you'll enjoy Bird Revolution a lot. I think it's a really good, probably one of the best stand-up specials he's done besides Killing Him Softly.
Okay.
So, what else did I check out? So, other than that, I didn't watch too many other things. You know, Anime Weekly is catching up on that stuff. Nothing too noteworthy out of there. But I did play a couple games this week. So, one of the biggest things, I don't know if you actually got a chance to hop in on it, but I did play the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Alpha.
No, I didn't get a chance to.
It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It reminded me of old Modern Warfare, which is what I really wanted, because I don't like all this. I didn't like all the new shit with like the jetpacks and like the cyber bodies and like all of the weird like motion shit. It's just too much for my brain. I just can't handle that fucking shit. So this is much more very grounded. Like the most movement you get is you get the slide back from like Black Ops or wherever the fuck that was introduced. But other than that, it's very grounded. You you jump a little high and you can climb on shit. And that's about as much as your movement goes. I enjoy that a lot more, and I had a ton of fun playing it. I was basically playing it the whole weekend whenever I had a chance. So, yeah.
It looked cool, and I was sad I couldn't get a chance to check it out. I'm definitely buying it when it comes out. That's for sure.
Yeah. I wasn't sold on buying it, but after I played the alpha, I'm probably gonna buy it now too, because I just had so much fun with it. I can't justify not buying it. It's not like I played it and I was like, oh, this is boring. Like I played it and I was having fun the whole time, even though I was by myself, and it was just 2-on-2s, which is crazy. You wouldn't think that having just 2-on-2 matches would be any fun, but I just had a blast playing it.
And honestly, it looks like, and this is what I think about Call of Duty, because it's back to the same studio who did Modern Warfare 1.
Right.
So I feel like it's really just them like scaling everything back and making the game more refined and better, having less limitations. Like, I feel like I played like an hour of Advanced Warfare, whatever the fuck it was called, with like the jetpack and the double jump or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you're doing all these cool things, but I feel like the game is still not good. Yeah. Even though you can do all these things, or I feel like if you take it back and you put boundaries on what the game can do, like, you know, then you can start making more creative gameplay out of that versus just like, you know, doing whatever you want. Like, well, I mean, the game seems more flowy when you have the movement and all that stuff, but then everyone's just jumping around the map, and it's kind of like, okay, there's no tactics here. It's just a bunch of
there's
something. That's my perception of it, obviously.
No, I mean, I definitely feel the same way. I mean, one of the reasons I didn't like any of those games was, yeah, for that reason. I don't like the... There's not really any... I mean, there's not really any way to, like, have a strategy, because you could be trying to set something up, but somebody could literally just, like, wall jump or, like, boost behind you and just kill you, and you wouldn't even know what the hell's going on, so... I don't know, it's...
Right.
I did not enjoy those
sure,
games.
I'm sure there's some... I'm sure there's, the 14-year-old kid who started playing those games first, who's like the Matrix, sees the code and how the game works, but like it's not like, I didn't even know in Apex you can climb walls.
Yeah. It took me forever to figure that out, that you could hold down the jump button and you could climb walls. I thought you had, like, it would go up a little bit and that was it. So yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting there just like running and like that's all I was doing. You know?
Yeah,
okay,
no,
cool.
for sure.
Sick.
Yeah, so that, and then the only other thing was I started playing a little bit of Remedy's new game, Control. Which came
I keep seeing that all over YouTube.
Yeah, it came out like Thursday or something like that, Tuesday or I can't remember, sometime this week. But I started playing it Friday, and it's a lot of fun. I'm having fun with it so far. I like the shooting aspect. I like all the psychic power shit. I think it's got an interesting story. I didn't play Quantum Break. I don't know if you played Quantum Break, but...
Okay, so hold on. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching this gameplay.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks like Quantum Break.
Well, it's the same studio.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
So what's his fucking face? What's his name?
What do you mean? Like
the guy who makes the game.
Oh, hold on.
It's that guy who made Alan Wake.
Yeah, it's that same studio. Remedy Games, I think is what they're called.
Yeah, okay, so what's the guy's name?
Marcus Monk? No, that's not him, is it? Marcus Monkey?
Sam Lake. Sam Lake, that's what it was.
Sam Lake. Yeah, he did the Alan Wake, and he did the Max Paynes and all that stuff.
Okay, so he did this game?
Yep.
Too?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but I mean, it's fun. It's pretty fun. Intriguing stuff going on. A lot of, like, it's very much...
Is it a full game?
Yeah, it's a full game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's interesting. I'm only like probably like a couple hours in, like maybe like 3 or 4 hours into the game, but it's got an interesting lore. It's all about this like department of the Federal Bureau of Control or whatever. It's very much like Warehouse 13-ish, where it's like creepypasta, like weird supernatural paranormal events and stuff like that. So but I'm digging it so far. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited to get further into it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I like Remedy because I really enjoy how off the wall that dude is and how much they use live action.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they use actually I feel like compared to Quantum Break, this has like not as much live action.
But this game looks like Quantum Break. Like legitimately looks just like Quantum Break.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this game existed.
Yeah, well, I didn't figure it out. I was seeing a preview for it because I pre-ordered it a couple months ago, and it was like it was on sale on like PlayStation Store for like it was like $40 or something like that to pre-order it.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw it and I was watching the gameplay, and it looked really cool because you got the levitation and you got all the psychic powers and shit like that. So I was interested in it, and then the more I saw coming out about it, and I figured out that it was the Remedy's new game and all that stuff, and so yeah, no, I'm having a good time with it. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. It looks interesting, and I think I would like to play it, but I know that I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't have time.
Yeah, there's too much. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me is, after I'm probably going to beat this, and then I've got still got another backlog of shit that I've got to get through, so I don't know. Plus, fucking Death Stranding's coming out, and that's going to be a fucking time waster. So
when's that come out? October?
Death Stranding comes out in November, I think, because I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare comes out in October.
Yeah, Modern Warfare is October, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you've been checking out?
No, that's it for the most part. Those were the big things that I checked out. What about you, man? What you been checking out?
A lot of movies. A lot of movies this week. Because I've been reading a lot, and I wanted to take a break from reading to kind of get some movie time in. Try to get my my book juice is flowing for me to work on my next book. The first thing I watched was a TV documentary that I didn't know what channel's on. It might be on History Channel. It's called Cola Wars.
Okay.
It came out this year, and this is retelling pretty much of the '80s battle between Coca Cola and Pepsi, and just kind of going through the stock market and them talking to a bunch of former VPs of different sections of Coke and of Pepsi, going back to where. Back to the Pepsi challenge, where in the late '70s they did the blind taste test between people in the street in Texas or whatever, and people were saying they like the way that Pepsi tastes more than. So it's about that, and how in the '80s, Coke was losing, Pepsi was making more in the stock market, and eventually, and then more sales, and then Coke had to pull something out the ass to try to win, and they make Diet Coke, and then they make. New Coke, and that bombs, and they bring back Coke Classic, and Coke Classic wins, starts pulling more money. It's about that, and it's super duper interesting. I really, really enjoyed the documentary. But they kept hinting on this and kept talking about this in the documentary when they would interview different journalists or even different people who worked for either company.
Right.
And the concept was, it's Coke and Pepsi are regional sodas. Or they really became regional in terms of who drank what,
right?
So and they're okay. Obviously, we know where Coke's based out of Georgia,
right?
The Pepsi headquarters or Coke headquarters is in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pepsi was made in North Carolina, so they're both southern things. But they're saying a lot of up north became Pepsi, and then obviously the south became Coke. And they kept mentioning this when they talked to journalists about all I drank ever was Pepsi, and I never drank Coke, and I know this is my first time drinking Coke right now, and they would have them do the blind taste test, and it made me think man, what was my family? So Zach, what was your family? Was your family a clean cut Coke or Pepsi, or were they a mix of everything?
So it's hard because if I have to say when I was a kid, I would have to say that it was very much a Pepsi family. I mean, we're from the Midwest. Midwest is all Pepsi all day, Pepsi everywhere. My mom always had Pepsi everywhere because she loved Diet Pepsi, so we always had Diet Pepsi in the house no matter what. But I don't know, as I've grown older, I don't mind either one. I don't have a preference of one over the other. It's very hard for me to tell. I don't know. There's different offshoots of that I like more. I like Coke Zero more than Pepsi Max or whatever, and then I like vanilla Coke a lot. I fucking love vanilla Coke. You don't really see something about vanilla Coke or Pepsi Coke or vanilla Pepsi. You don't really see that kind of stuff, and you only see it in weird backwoods gas stations most of the time. But yeah, probably definitely a Pepsi household.
See, I completely agree. My family was a Pepsi family.
Yeah.
Diet Pepsi, Pepsi One. Back when Pepsi One was a thing.
I don't remember Pepsi One.
I mentioned a lot about Blue. Pepsi Blue was huge when I was big when I was a kid. I really loved Pepsi Blue.
Pepsi Blue.
Which was around for a year or 2 years. It was a blueberry version of Pepsi.
I do remember Pepsi Blue.
The actual font of the Pepsi Blue. You know the S you used to make in elementary school? That little S you would draw on your paper with the 6 lines.
Yeah,
that's what the font reminded me of Pepsi Blue. That's what they were going for. That's logo. But Pepsi Blue is big. My dad always drinks Diet Pepsi. When I go to their house now, they have Diet Coke, but they're for sure a Pepsi family.
Right.
The only downside to what's it called? Addendum to that. Is that the offshoots that are more, my dad, we love Dr. Pepper.
Right.
Isn't that a Coke brand now?
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's a Coke brand. Yeah, they bought Coke owns it.
Because I think Pepsi has Dr. Pibb or whatever.
Mr. Pibb, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Pibb.
I like both of them. I like both of them because they're the same fucking drink. But
did you like Walmart brand though? You got that Sam's Club Dr. Thunder? Hell yeah.
See, here's the thing. I do like Dr. Thunder, and I do like Sam's Cola.
Yeah.
But since I grew up on military bases, we had the military base version, Stars and Stripes.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's even a military version? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but even then, it was definitely a Pepsi thing, and this documentary made me interested in that because my girlfriend is a Southern person.
Right.
So she in my house at any given moment we have Sam's Club now, right?
Right.
Where we can buy a pack of 35 cans of Diet Coke.
Dude.
We buy two of them. So she's a Diet Coke fan. Like she slams Diet Coke like it's water.
Oh yeah, that's what my mom does all the time. Just
right. So
she's a
Coke. She's a Coke family. When they buy, her family calls like soda Coke. That's their thing. You know, Coke.
Yeah.
Or Coca Cola. And I'm like, what? Fucking Pepsi, dude. Pepsi is so much. Like, if I was comparing the base drinks.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, my girlfriend's out of town, so I had the weekend alone. So I was watching movies all day yesterday. Right. So I bought a bunch of bullshit food because I'm a piece of shit. Yeah. And then I bought, for the first time I've never had it before, Zach. I bought the actual glass bottles of Coke.
Oh my god, you've never had Oh my god, that's the best.
No, I've never
dude,
had it.
I could never. It's hard to go back once you've had those glass bottles of Coke, dude.
So I bought a 4-pack, and I don't know if that's different. It was the Mexican version, I guess.
Oh, the best, dude. The tall boys.
So I bought the 4-pack from Target, and I got those, and I got those nice and cold, and I was drinking those while watching some movies. And I was like, yeah, I like this. This is good. And maybe it's because I've had Diet Coke pretty much only for so long, or Diet Soda, where I'm not used to having the sugar anymore because my mouth kind of tastes all filmy. But I feel like if I drank Pepsi, like regular Pepsi versus regular Coke, I'm gonna prefer Pepsi.
Yeah, I do.
And maybe
it's
just the sweetness.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. I always prefer. There's definitely Pepsi's definitely sweeter than Coke for sure. I don't know. It's weird that I didn't know that you'd been on Diet Coke for so long, because definitely if you got the Mexican Cokes, those like even more than regular Cokes, like the Mexican Cokes have like a higher sugar content for some reason in the glass bottles. So
oh dude, I've only had Diet Soda for the past 2 years.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like that's it. The only time I don't get Diet Soda is if I get like Baja Blast from Taco Bell, and then it's like, okay, I have to get this, obviously.
Hell yeah, Baja Blast, got to.
So I watched this movie. It's called Cola Wars. It's got me really interested in more of this like soda stuff. So I'm trying to find more books to read about this, like about soda history. So
that's interesting.
That was really great documentary. If you're interested in that, I would definitely check it out. It's called Cola Wars. Came out this year.
Yeah, for sure.
So I while I was drinking those sodas and eating some stuffed crust pizza, eating sour cream onion dip, I rewatched True Grit from the Coens.
Ooh, nice.
Love that movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's definitely a movie that I generally I don't prefer remakes of old Western films, but this is a movie that I prefer over the original with John Wayne. Not that the original's bad or anything, but I really enjoy this version. I think that Matt Damon and Jeff Bridges are so good in it, and then the singing girl, Haley Steinfeld is really great in this movie. I love True Grit. So I watched that, and then I was looking through trying to see what can I watch next. What can I watch next to get me hyped on this Friday night that I'm off? You know what I'm gonna do? I want some Nick Cage, baby. Now what? Now what Nick Cage am I gonna watch? Because there's an abundance now of Nick Cage on streaming apps.
People know they know that's what the people want.
Yeah, they got. I mean, Netflix has a couple movies. Hulu has a couple movies. I think Hulu has Con Air. I'm like, oh shit, Con Air, his bad Southern accent. Okay, but I decided to go with Snake Eyes. Ooh, so good. Snake Eyes, Gary Sinise, Nick Cage, such a great movie. Brian De Palma, this is the guy who did fucking Scarface in Mission Impossible 1. No, so Snake Eyes is a great movie. I checked the scores for it on Rotten Tomatoes, 44%. You know, that's fine. That's fine. That's bullshit, but whatever. So I watched Snake Eyes, and then I was like, you know what? It's like 6:30 right now. I'm like, I have a lot of time left, so I'm gonna watch some more movies. What can I watch? I want something fun, lighthearted, maybe not necessarily action, but something different, something of a star-studded cast. Okay, I should go Avengers, maybe maybe something like that. Maybe. So I say, you know what? I'm gonna rent a movie. So I go on Amazon and I'm looking through movies I want to rent. I go, you know what? The original Avengers, I got it. Also a remake. So I go on Amazon, I find it, I rent it for $3.99. Ocean's 11.
Hell yeah!
Listen, dude, this movie is so fucking good.
Ocean's 11 is great. If ever I want to have a good time just watching a heist movie, I always pop in either Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 13. I don't really talk about Ocean's 12, but I love both of those.
I ended up watching both of them back to back.
Oh, they're great, dude.
12. And then I have 13 rented for tonight when I get home. I'm gonna watch 13.
13 is great. I love 13 so much.
I forget how good, like, George Clooney and the whole cast is.
I forget how good him and Brad. How good the chemistry is between him and Brad Pitt.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you watch this movie and let me ask you this, Zach, and you can tell me if I'm off base here, if I'm wrong, if I'm right. Who knows?
Okay. George
Clooney can suck off. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
I don't care about George Clooney's fine. He's whatever. Yeah. He's fine. He's good. He's great in like 2 movies. He's good in these movies.
Ocean's 11 and Ocean 13.
Well, and then Oh Brother.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Like he's good in those movies. That's really all I can talk about him.
Yeah.
But how is Brad Pitt a really good actor?
I think Brad Pitt is like the GOAT, dude. He's like the Tom Brady of the Hollywood world, dude.
I wouldn't say he's the GOAT, but he's good, right? Like he's good.
I think he's really good.
Top 5 Brad Pitt movies right now.
I mean, you gotta say Troy.
Troy
is a great movie, dude, and he's fucking great in it as Achilles.
7,
of course.
Some people
Ocean's
would say
11.
Fight Club.
Fight Club, I would say, would probably be one of his more popular choices. Yeah.
What's that Nazi one?
Oh shit.
Not Inglourious Basterds, the other one.
Oh, the other Nazi one.
The other one. He's a German soldier or something.
Is that Allied? The one that just came out?
No, old movie. Something about the Tibet. 7 Days in Tibet, maybe.
7 Days in Tibet.
Something. 5 Days in Tibet.
Bridge to Terabithia. Let's see here.
About Tibet.
He's in People Like Fury. Oh, fucking Snatch, dude. Fucking Snatch.
Yeah, he's very Snatch.
Great in Snatch.
Here we go. Tibet. 7 years in Tibet.
7 years in Tibet. Moneyball. Another one. Solid.
Bro, Zach, how old's your dad, by the way?
My dad? I think he's probably in his early 50s. I don't have any. I can't remember exactly.
My dad's 52. Brad Pitt is 55.
What the fuck?
How does Brad
I will say, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he looks 55.
Does he?
He does. It's the oldest I've ever seen him look in a movie.
Cause I'm watching these videos of him like on YouTube of like recently. I'm like, this dude's not 55. This dude's like 48.
Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, dude. Dude, Brad Pitt's a killer, dude.
So I watched Ocean's 11 and 12. I really, really enjoyed that. I'm glad I did that because they're both really fun movies. I forget how fun those movies are because I never think about watching them.
Yeah.
So I watched that, and then I started, this is the last thing I got. I started watching the Amazon show Carnival Row with Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne.
Yeah.
The girl from fucking...
I heard some iffy reviews about that. Well, she's from Valerian.
She's from Valerian, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That masterpiece of a sci-fi movie.
Woo!
So I'm not far into it. I like the premise a lot.
Okay.
Because it's kind of up my alley of this urban Victorian fantasy type story.
Right.
But in the cast I'm fine with. The premise I'm cool with. But when I saw reviews come out like 2 weeks ago from it, they were saying like it's not all there.
Yeah.
Which bums me out, but I don't really let critics usually talk me into not watching something, so I'll probably end up watching a couple more episodes of it. It's how I felt about yesterday. I was at work trying to kill some time, so I started watching Dark Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 10 minutes into the Dark Crystal show, and I go, I don't fucking like puppets.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you don't like puppets, you're not going to like that show, because it's all puppets. All puppets.
Because the idea... I'm fine with. The fantasy idea I'm cool with.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that if there's a fight scene in it, it's gonna look like shit.
Well, it's puppets.
So that's why I can't do it, but that's all I've been checking out. So go ahead and move into the news if you're down.
Let's go.
All right, so this D23 happened last week, which is
Yes, it
Disney's
did.
big convention where they come out and they say, "Hey, we got projects in the pipe. Here's some
Here's all our
trailers.
shit."
Here's some teasers. Exactly. Here's our announcements for the upcoming year, 2 years, 3, 5 years, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of big stuff came out. I think the biggest thing that we got from D23, I say on 3, Zach, let's say in unison, the biggest thing from D23, okay?
All right, let's do it.
All right, 3,
2,
2, 1.
One.
Lady in the
The
Tramp.
Mandalorian. Yeah, obviously. Of course.
So
How could anybody
Mandalor-
forget about the next Disney live-action remake that nobody even knew was a Disney live-action remake?
Let's talk about CG dogs as they
Oh.
run through the European side or wherever the fuck they're based out
That
of.
movie looks fucking
The trailer
gross.
looks, and the trailer, like as a trailer, like, yo, I'm okay with it because it's not like it's Lion King,
Yeah.
but I still think if we're gonna do dog movies, we better be doing Oliver and Company.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Where is my Oliver and Company? That's what I'd rather watch.
But let's go ahead. So for real though, Mandalorian. You think
Yeah.
Mandalorian is the best thing to come out of D23, even over Star Wars?
Yeah. I'm way more excited for the Mandalorian than I am for Episode 9. I honestly don't
So
give a
the
fuck about Episode 9, so...
The Mandalorian teaser trailer / trailer, whatever version it is,
Yeah.
it's out. It looks. I think it looks pretty good for what it is. It looks very noir-y.
Yeah, it looks pretty rad. It makes it. I like that it looks like just basically a Western that takes place in space. I love it.
And I really enjoy that you don't see Pedro Pascal at all.
No, yeah, his helmet's on the whole time. They're doing the Judge Dredd method with Carl Urban. People don't want him to have the helmet off, and they're not letting him have his helmet off.
There's no. He says no words. It's just like man with no name with a blaster.
Yeah,
And I
assume
dig it.
he's
I think
gonna say
the
something at
atmosphere
some
looks
point.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, you don't cast Pedro Pascal and not have him say words or take his helmet off. He's gonna take his helmet off,
yeah,
And I really like Pedro Pascal a lot because of Narcos.
yeah,
And I think that he has this really great vibe to him as in a crime atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So this fits him very well. Whereas I think that in Game of Thrones, I didn't really care.
yeah.
But he has a really good crime atmosphere to the guys, to his presence. I think that's really good that he's in this kind of series. Versus like, I'd rather have him be in this than be in like the main sagas.
Yeah. No, I'd much rather have him be in this offshoot, which I think is honestly going to be more popular than the actual movies, anyways. It seemed like everybody was more buzzing about this than Episode 9. I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be more popular amongst people like you and me who are lapsed fans, but I feel like the majority of the fangoers are still going to be all about Rey's double lightsaber.
Ugh, that's...
Let's go ahead. So Mandalorian trailer, I think it's really great. I agree,
Yeah.
it's the best thing that came out of D23. And that goes over. That's even more important to me than the Obi-Wan stuff, which I don't care about at all.
Yeah.
I feel like the Obi-Wan stuff is like, okay, we're just going to keep giving the audience fan service to an extent where
Yeah.
we
Well,
don't
the thing
need to
about
know
the
more
Obi-Wan
about
stuff is...
on Tatooine.
Yeah, well, the thing about the Obi-Wan stuff, even... I'm not so much against it, because, I mean, it's like, I don't know, they did the shit in Clone Wars. The only thing that gets me against it is, yeah, I mean, they already did the shit in Clone Wars, where they had, like, the little story arc where he was on Tatooine and he fought Darth Maul and he did all this other shit. So I don't know, are you really gonna retell that over again? Because I don't want you to, that's really fucking boring.
Yeah, I'm over it. And I love Ewan McGregor. I think he's fantastic. He is the best part of the prequels, but I really don't need to see him on a desert just doing Obi-Wan shit.
Yeah, I don't even know what he's gonna fucking do, because it's like, there's nothing major that happens in between The Revenge of the Sith and fucking New Hope. So, like, what can this really even be about?
Plus, again, as someone who read a lot of the old expanded universe, there's already a book called Kenobi about this. The comic books have hints of this, and hell, if it's just gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi or old Ben on Tatooine just watching Luke Skywalker grow up, just not doing shit, like just sitting there hiding from the Force, I'm not interested in that. They change it to where it's like some Arrow bullshit, like how an Arrow, he's on the island, but then he ends up leaving the island and coming back to the island, all this other shit. Like,
Right.
if it's like that, maybe I'd care, but even then, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I don't know. I just, I don't. They haven't really given me a reason to care at all. Because I mean, even at this point, I mean, it's just like they're just like the Obi-Wan movie's coming, but I don't know what's gonna be in it. So it's like, why should I even like give a fuck? I don't know.
It's a movie or is it a show?
It's a show, isn't it? Oh, did I say movie?
Yeah, you said movie. Is it a show though?
No,
right?
It's a show. I'm pretty sure it's a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. I'm sure I'll check it out still because it's Ewan McGregor. But so the big fan favorite was obviously the Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
D23 special first look where they have beginning of the trailers a bunch of old footage from other Star Wars movies and it leads into some new footage for this film, which generally I think you would agree with me, the footage looks good.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I mean it's J.J. Abrams doing it. It doesn't look bad. I mean it looks like the quality of work that he's been putting out, but I just don't. I mean,
I have no context.
Yeah, there's
and that's
the other thing is you don't really know what's going on because Rian Johnson fucked up Episode 8 so much that nobody really even knows where the fuck this movie's going.
And I also really think that no matter how the pendulum swings, it's not going to be a satisfying progression for Rey or for Kylo because I feel like at the end of Last Jedi, we know where they're at, and it doesn't make sense for it to be either way. If Rey becomes Sith, it makes no sense. Yeah. If Kylo becomes good, it still makes no sense. No matter how much you do in 2 hours or 2.5 hours, it's not going to be enough to really make that pendulum swing back because we saw what happened in the last two movies, which are like irrelevant to this film. It looks like.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you an over or under question, Zach.
Okay.
What's the percentage of possibility? So not over under. What's the percentage of possibility or likelihood that Rey's double lightsaber will be cut in half and then she will then use it as a single regular lightsaber?
Oh, 90%, dude. 90%.
Because that's like the most like cliche sword fighting shit. Happened to Darth Maul. I'm pretty sure it happened in Clone Wars at some point or
probably,
Rebels. You know it's gonna happen in this.
Well, it's
right?
got a fucking hinge on it, dude. Like that shit is getting chopped in half.
Yeah, for sure. And how do you like that? How it looks?
I think
like
that's the stupidest fucking design I've ever seen. Why would they not just? If you're gonna do the double-sided lightsaber, why would you not just do Darth Maul's design? Why does it have a hinge? That makes no sense.
I will say this. It's definitely easier to conceal, I feel like.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're a Sith, you don't really worry about concealing your lightsaber.
But it looks like a space fork.
It looks like, I don't know. It looks like a tuning fork. That's what it looks like.
So is she gonna use it when it's not like when it's just still they're both going the same direction? Like is she gonna fight him like that first and then go, oh by the way,
so fucking stupid.
And it's gonna like eject into the two. Like I think it looks dumb, but I'm so excited for her to be. Like then her to be spinning around with the double-sided blade, like Darth Maul style, and then Kylo Ren to like kick her in the gut and then cut down and cut that lightsaber in half because we know what's gonna happen.
Of course, dude, 100%.
But that makes you wonder, like, okay, well, wouldn't that kill the battery? Because like, shouldn't they be one big unison? Or
well, you would think that Darth Maul's got separate battery. Yeah, well, Darth Maul's got chopped in half, and his still worked even though it got chopped in half. So,
I feel like also like. I don't know, but maybe they're both separate because Darth Maul's the beams ejected at two different times, so maybe that's what they do have their own battery source. I don't know.
Normally they do, but hers didn't.
I don't know.
I don't even. Did she even switch hers on? I guess she did, but I don't remember it having two separate timings. I remember it happening like all at once. So maybe it only has one battery. So maybe if you cut it in half, that fucks it up.
Let's see.
Or maybe they don't give a fuck because nobody gives a fuck about
double-bladed lightsaber.
I'm sure there's like a gif of it turning on or whatever.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, I found it.
I'm just gonna go to the clip of it.
Hold on, I need GIF stuff. It's just gonna be.
They don't show when she turns both blades on. It's already. They're both already lit when she
They are
hinges
okay.
it.
Yeah. I don't know.
What
What's
a
your over and
desperate
under that this is
attempt.
just a fucking dream sequence?
Dude, right? It's fucking Kylo Ren walking through the forest.
Yeah.
No, it's like that's the Rey. That's like the Darth Vader to Luke Skywalker.
I just don't
Luke's in the
understand how
forest
long
and
this movie's gonna be in,
Dagobah.
because they've already got like him fighting Rey in like 2 or 3 different
Three
instances.
places.
Yeah, so like, how long is this movie gonna be? If she's gonna end up turning to the Sith and then that she's gonna be like the ultimate bad? I don't know. It's just all stupid. It's so
gonna be
dumb.
It's gonna be the Irishman.
Oh, 3.5 hours long. Oh my god.
Dude, could you imagine them like, okay, we have to wrap this up, so we're gonna go ahead and do a 3.5-hour Star Wars movie.
Guys, you've heard. You guys heard of these film series called The Lord of the Rings? People dig that shit. We'll make it as long as we want. Who gives a fuck?
And that's when some intern has to go. But Kathleen Kennedy, people enjoyed Lord of the Rings. People people actually like wanted to follow their story. There was tribes and tribulations, not just, hey, your parents are nobody. Okay, so I'm gonna become a Sith now.
Yeah.
Or have
But
a dream
the Force
sequence
is
or whatever.
female, Jason. Never forget that the Force is female.
It is. I understand. I understand. I'm not here to deny that. You know, the Force is female. You know, what's the percentage of them changing her heritage to being a Skywalker?
Oh, it's got to be like 95%, dude. Because I think that's what JJ's plan was all along, and I think Ryan Johnson just fucked him over. And so now that he's got the reins on him, he's like, my plan's going back into fruition. Or he's bringing back everything that Ryan didn't use, because he's bringing back the Knights of the Ren and all this other shit that, like, all this stuff that was teased and then was not used in episode 8, he's bringing into episode 9. So I feel like he's just going to be like, no, she actually has parents and they're Skywalkers.
Or she's like, you know, yeah, like the initial was that she's the Plagueis' kid or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. So that's Star Wars stuff.
Well, that would make
Which
sense
one
if she
hit
turned
next?
into a Sith.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah, other than that, one of the biggest things that I saw was that Cyberpunk 2077 trailer came out yesterday. Deep dive gameplay, extra 15 minutes. It wasn't a traditional walkthrough gameplay. It was much more like snippets, which they said was because it takes place further in the game, so it was like trying to be like as spoiler-free as possible. But what I saw was interesting. It got me. I mean, we've both been crazy hyped for this game ever since, you know, we saw the first glimpses, and then we saw Keanu, and it just looks, every time I see it, it looks better and better, dude. I'm super jacked for it.
Mm-hmm. What was the thing that got you really like hyped the most from the gameplays?
I think the things that I saw from the gameplay, I know that we talked a little about it yesterday, but I think the stuff that I saw that really got me jacked up was all the cool netrunner things you could do. Also the fact that you could like mix and match, so you can do like the strong solo if you want to like be able to like run and gun, but you can also upgrade some of your, you know, netrunner abilities to be able to like hack, and I'm sure you can like get like the basic hack to be able to like, you know, they show the bit where she like hacks the guy's equipment and he like ends up getting like the barbell like crushed on his neck, which is like, oh my god, what a fucking way to go. That's like in my goddamn nightmares when I go to the gym. But yeah, I know. I think
hold on. That reminds me of that movie I saw on Best of the Worst. It was like a horror film of like taking place in a shitty gym.
Like, Killing Sauna, wasn't it, or something
and
like
that guy. It was something like that, where like the gym was starting. This person was killing people in his or her gym.
Yeah.
And, like it was like so bad. Like there's that scene where the guy's using the barbell press and it's like snaps his elbows or something like that.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was good stuff.
But I think the gameplay trailer and them doing this like yearly in the past this year and last year. Or earlier last year, or whatever. Them doing.
I think
this
last year was around this time was when they released the other like 45-minute long trailer or whatever.
Because we're still another year away, right?
Less than a year. I would say probably 8 months, because it comes out in like April or something like that. So I mean, it's not too far away. I mean, it's less than a year
for some reason.
No, it comes out in like April. I think it's like late April.
April 16th.
Yeah. So I mean, probably about
So
like
we're-
8
we're
months
soon.
away or so.
So we're close enough.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so soon.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so excited for it. Oh. It's
Yeah,
great.
I really enjoyed this trailer. Well, not really a trailer. I guess more like it's them explaining different aspects of the game. I really like the UI a lot. There's a ton of UI.
Yeah, I like it.
Like I mentioned to you, we were talking about this on text yesterday. Like I'm gonna be buying so many jackets and
Oh, yeah,
changing
dude.
my outfit so many times.
Dude, I really
Because
love the
clothes
aesthetic
look
of
cool.
this game. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
that
clothes look cool.
Ever since they revealed that first jacket where they have it in like the reveal trailer or whatever, like that jacket's sick, and like they've just shown off more stuff since then. And yeah, I love all of the style in this game. It's I mean, it's like, I mean, when you're going to a cyberpunk world, style's important, and so the styles, I mean, since day one, the styles is what drawn me into this game. So I'm excited to. I just can't wait to fucking dive into this world.
It makes me want to buy the new game that's coming out. The other.
Oh yeah, the Cyberpunk Red, dude.
The other thing.
Yeah.
That I want to. I also want to know more about the like the street kid slash.
I was super interested in that too.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the backs. I'm really glad that they're doing the actual like RPG elements where it's like, yeah, you pick like the backstory, and I'm sure there's going to be a thing where it's like you can pick like a couple of things that are like your what is it? Like your favorite traits or whatever, just like you do in like any pen and paper. I love that they're doing that. I mean, you can tell that they're working with the guy who made Cyberpunk with this game really heavily, that it's got a lot of those like heavy like pen and paper RPG elements.
Yeah, I'm so excited. The fact that it's April away. Hold on, let me pull up my calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 months away. That's. I need to either get either need to get a gaming PC by then or something so I can play it on the best quality mash. It looks so good. The bike looks good. The car looks cool.
Oh, that bike looks sick, dude. I can't wait to ride around in this fucking world on that fucking speeder bike.
I'm still like kind of hesitant because maybe the game's gonna suck. I know it's not going to, but maybe it does.
I mean it's the one thing where it's like it's dangerous to have like too much hype, that it's like you have your expectations are so high that like it can't possibly live up to it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like people were this hyped when like The Witcher 3 was like going out, but maybe not as much because I guess The Witcher was more of like a niche game. But
see, my first thing I'm gonna do when I get to customize my guy, I'm gonna make him Bato from Ghost in the Shell. That's my whole goal.
That'd be sick as fuck, dude.
I want the eyes. I want the slick back white hair. I want the cool ass jacket.
They've got to let you do that.
I'm making him Bato flat out. I mean, I'm sure some people want to make fucking Deckard. I don't want to make Deckard. I don't care about Deckard.
Boring. I would make K. I would make K for sure. Or was that what his name is? Ryan Gosling's character?
Yeah,
I would make
it's K. Yeah.
Yeah, I would make K.
See, I don't. I like just the outfit, like this outfit from Ghost in the Shell, like even from the guy who plays him in the movie. The outfit he has is just so cool looking, like it's so cyberpunky that I'm like, I'm definitely going with the big soldier look, cargo pants, blouse, boots if I can. I'm going in, man. I'm going in.
Got to, man. You got to.
And that's the plan. But that's Cyberpunk 2077. That's the gameplay. Let's go ahead and hit this because there's not too much more we can hit. I want to get you out of here so you can go to bed because you work early in the fucking morning.
I did, yeah.
Let's go ahead and hit Terminator.
Oh my
and
god.
Maybe Joker. And you want to wrap it at those two?
Yeah, that's good. That works.
Okay. Which one first? Because I'm telling you right now, I did not watch the Joker trailer, so if you want to talk about it, by all means, you can.
So, I mean, I watched it. I think it's the best trailer that's coming out so far. I think... I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I wasn't really against this movie. I mean, I didn't have too much going for it. The only thing, I was talking to my director buddy, and I mean, I've been saying the whole time that, like, I don't really care about the Joker that much as a character anymore. I really think he's, like, super overrated. The only thing that's really got me going for this movie at all is, like, the fact that Joaquin Phoenix is in it, and he looks fucking phenomenal in it. So, I'm excited to watch it just to see his performance, but I mean, other than that, there's not too much else to say. I mean, it's if you know anything about Joaquin Phoenix, it's him being the Joker, and it's fucking phenomenal looking, and I can't wait to watch it in the theater. But I mean, other than that, there's not. Everybody else looks kind of. I mean, Robert De Niro looks like he's actually having fun in the movie, which I can't remember the last time I was able to fucking say that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's not too much else to say.
See, I don't really want to see this movie at all because I hate the Joker as a character.
Yeah.
The first trailer did look interesting because it was different. But it still reminds me of Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do when you try to play it that way and not have it be reminiscent to Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
But I probably won't see this movie because I really don't like the Joker at all. But everything you said about this movie is the exact opposite of how I feel about Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh yeah. It's
Terminator Dark Fate.
Terminator Dark Fate
looks
is
like
a
a complete trash can.
Look, I mean, we've known ever since Judgment Day, all the Terminator movies have been giant dumpster fires. I don't know why
Where is John
Connor?
Connor? Where is John Connor at?
This movie is not even about John Connor at all. Now it's about some new chick who's having. I'm guessing she's birthing the new Messiah that's not John Connor.
So we're gonna act like John Connor wasn't the whole point of the whole fucking franchise.
Yeah, I don't.
The whole point of this movie was that John Connor is the future to humanity, and this ain't
but
about.
See, the problem is that we've told the John Connor story in 5 other movies, and they've all sucked.
Well, because they keep ruining it. Let the John Connor become a soldier, because Terminator should have ended at Terminator 2. They saved the fucking world.
I know.
That's it. It's done. You can't keep saying, well, I changed the past. Yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's like she has that line in there. She's like, I saved the world. And I was like, you didn't, because Skynet's still around. So, like, you can already take that off your fucking resume.
Well, you didn't because this movie's existing. So clearly you didn't.
Yeah.
Clearly you didn't. Let's just either John Connor and time either does work or not. What's the fucking point? Pick one. Because I love Terminator 1 and 2. I think it's one of my favorite franchises in terms of those 2 films. And science fiction is super great.
Yeah.
And the fashion in the first one has some cool-ass shoes. Look, man. You can't keep ruining Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's such a great movie. And it's such a great feminist empowerment character. Like, I was just telling my girlfriend this, how I feel about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like Captain Marvel never had to work for anything. The character she was already a good pilot. Oh, she worked to be a pilot. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then she just gets powers from a fucking thing, and now she's the strongest character in the fucking universe.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Laurel Hamilton and whatever the fuck, Sarah Connor went from being the mother of the humanity savior, and targeted by a fucking killing machine, eventually trains herself, becomes a terrorist, becomes locked up, becomes a badass, and starts fighting against the fucking machines. That's a better story and a better character development progression of a story, and all we're doing by bringing her back is shitting on that by making her not relevant anymore. Where the fuck's John Connor at?
I just don't get it, dude. I don't get any of it. It makes no sense. I'm just over it. I'm over Terminator. I'm over them trying to remake Terminator, thinking that just because James Cameron's coming back, it's going to be better this time. It's not, because the story was finished. So all of the rest of the stories after this make no fucking sense.
But here's the worst part, Zach, about this movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger looks really old.
No, I'm still going to pay money to see it.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it too.
That's the fucking
well,
problem.
you know what, we're the problem, because, I bet Genesis made enough money to make them think that they could make a Dark Fate, or make it, at least made enough for them to be like, oh, if we could make a good one, we could make a fuck ton of money.
Exactly. Well, guys, that's the podcast this week. Hit some big stuff, hit some small stuff, kind of chit-chat around. We'll be back next week.
Yes.
With some more License to View and some more pop culture shit. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Mostly just listening, because there's no video anymore.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. There's a YouTube video, but it's still audio. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching / listening. We'll be back next week for some more podcast.